the penultimate work day of the week and third day of fasting for the Muslim faithful, to whom we say Ramadan Kareem.
Yes, indeed. A beautiful new Thursday is here, and as always, we are glad to see it because, hey, for us, hey, it means another opportunity to step into your homes again and start our mornings with you, and we are glad for that opportunity.
Yes, now start our morning with you and make sure that we do our best to put a wow factor to start your day.
Yes, indeed. We put a spring in your step because we remind you that no matter what else or whatever might be going on that's wrong, life is beautiful and nothing lasts forever.
Yes, now we will be taking an hour and 45 minutes of your time, but we promise you will enjoy every minute. You might not even want us to go when the time comes, to be honest.
But of course, let's introduce to you our other hosts, Ego Ibo Abi.
Yeah, Ego Yibom.
Ego Ibom, and of course, Mr. Watercolor himself. What is this, Mike?
No, the way you said that word, you spoiled the group. How you guys doing now? Ramadan Kareem.
Yes,
Is this the one that when we are done, there's ram?
There's what?
It's not this one.
Is it this one?
I mean, is this the fasting that when you are done, there's big
No,
ram?
unfortunately, it's not
Yeah,
this one.
sorry,
It's
Mike.
the next one.
My
Sorry.
Muslim friends, you people, the way you change this thing, I don't like it. But anyways,
We have to tell them that Christmas is not the one that we eat chicken.
you will soon have, don't worry.
It's the next one that we eat chicken.
That's what happened.
Poor Mike, he already bought his car filled with fuel and he was ready to start
To go
home
round.
hopping and everything.
So, by the way,
Unfortunate for you.
Mazino, someone told me about ram suya just last week.
Yeah.
You've
So
never
I'm
had
looking
it?
forward to
Well, you
it. I was looking forward
haven't
to it.
eaten ram suya.
Wow.
You
Very
haven't
strange.
eaten suya. If you haven't eaten, you know what? Ram suya on me this weekend. It's
Nice.
not less than, it's not more than 3K. You want to eat anything
See,
more
I
than
don't do
3K, you pay
cheating.
by
If
yourself.
I want to chop suya, minimum 30K for suya.
Uncle, don't worry, don't worry.
Anyhow, my name is Mazino Appeal.
And I am Tokwe Oloni. Now remember, you can stream the show live at TVC Entertainment or TV. And if you are on Facebook, guests will be there as well at TVC Connect.
Yes, indeed. And if you need to watch us, if you're on the go, you can do that on YouTube. And of course, you can download our app. It's on iOS and also on Google Play Store. It's free of charge.
Yeah.
Follow us on socials, by the way. We are at TVC Connect on every single platform, Facebook, Twitter, and everything.
Yes, and be a part of the conversation today. So much is happening. I had such an experiential day with my dad yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't wait to share it with you guys. But the only way you can participate is to use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yes, now our Thursdays are typically, well, you see us appreciating creativity in its various forms. And first on the list for today, this morning, is the visual kind. Now for that, we will be joined by Abolore Subayo, a graduate of Yaba College of Technology, who has participated in, great activities over the past couple of years.
On Tech today, we are focusing on creating your own branding and social identity on a budget. And for that, we have Ayodotun Akifewa joining us. She is a brand and marketing communications consultant, a corporate trainer, and the CEO of Lifestyle Hughes Brand Consulting.
Our last chat will be happening with SODK, who is an actor, a rapper, OAP, and an all-round entertainer. He has 12 full-length music projects to his credit and has started in a slew of movies and also television series.
You deserve a real girl like me.
Okay. And you too, MM. In any case, let's do the weather. Do stay tuned. We'll be right back. And you're welcome. Let's do the news now. My name is Mazino Appeal. Now, Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum is optimistic the missing girls will be returned home, talking about the Chibok girls. Now, he also charged their parents not to lose hope, as the federal government is doing all it can to ensure the release of their daughters, according to the government. Now, parents of the Chibok schoolgirls have been devastated, but yet demonstrated faith and strength in the hope of reconnecting with their missing daughters. Governor Zulum says, and I quote here, "As a father of daughters myself, I can't even imagine the pains of having one's daughter held by terrorists for as long as 7 whole years. However, I urge parents, especially anyone with a female child, to pause for a while, no matter how brief, to imagine how it might feel to have one's daughter abducted and held for more than 2,549 days so far." End of quote. Now, the governor also noted that from his series of interactions with the president's commander-in-chief, Muhammadu Buhari, he has seen the president's level of concern towards ensuring the release of all abducted students. He has also enjoined Nigerians to continue to pray for peace to prevail in the state and country as a whole. And after the kidnap of over 276 schoolgirls from the government girls' secondary school in Chibok, kidnapping of students in the north has been on the increase. Now, on February 19, 2018, 110 schoolgirls were kidnapped from the government's Girls' Science and Technological College, Dapchi, Yobe State. 5 of the schoolgirls died on the same day of their abduction, while the others were released in March 2018, except Leah Shraibu. More than 300 students were kidnapped in Kankara, Katsina State in December 2020. A gang of gunmen on motorcycles attacked the government science secondary school. The state government announced their release shortly after they were held captive in neighboring Zamfara State. Now, yet another school was attacked on the 17th of February this year. The attack led to the death of the school pupils and 27 others were abducted from their school in Kangara, Niger State. 3 members of the school's staff and 12 of their relatives were also abducted. The state government later announced their release. The Jangabi kidnapping was next, as 279 female students aged between 10 and 17 were abducted from the government girls' science secondary schools in Zamfara State. The students were kidnapped in a raid by armed bandits and were released on the 2nd of March 2021. 39 students of the Federal College of Forestry Mechanization, Kaduna, were abducted on the 11th of March 2021. 10 of the students have been released, while the remaining 29 are still being held by their captives. And Amnesty International has raised concerns over the increasing spate of kidnapping in Nigeria. Now, this comes as today marks 7 years since 279 schoolgirls were kidnapped by the armed group Boko Haram in Chibok. Although most escaped, others are later released, but more than 100 girls remain in captivity. It said tens of thousands of children in Nigeria are missing out of their education because of the authorities' ongoing failure to protect schools, particularly in northern Nigeria, from attacks by insurgents and other armed groups. The group said, quote, "The Nigerian authorities' failure to protect school children from recent attacks clearly shows that no lesson has been learned from the Chibok tragedy. The authorities' only response to schoolgirls being targeted by insurgents or gunmen is to close schools, which is increasingly putting the right to education at risk." End of quote. According to the country director, Amnesty International, Osayo Iho, between December 2020 and March 2021, there have been at least 5 reported cases of abductions in northern Nigeria. The threat of further attacks has led to the closure of about 600 schools in the region. She said, whatever authorities are doing to tame the tide, it is not working. And that's as much as we can take for the news this hour. Do stay tuned. We've got more coming your way, especially sports with Mike. Do stay tuned. And of course, a very chilled out morning, one that's well, best experienced with a paper in hand and a hot beverage in the other. Well, while you're grabbing those dailies this morning, let's let you know what you're going to be finding on their front pages. We're going to start this morning with the Punch newspaper. Of course, it's Thursday, April 15th, and on the Punch, first headline that meets you would be State face cash crunch, salaries swallow revenues, federal government seeks more funds. We need more money for debt servicing, day-to-day running of government amidst the federal government, and Ekiti spends 93% of allocation on workers, receive 3.1 billion naira on the average, says state. We can't continue spending 90% of our revenue on civil servants, pensioners, say Gombe State. At the top of the Punch newspaper, Senate alleges a 7.6 billion naira secret withdrawal summons Ahmed in the AG, and FG fortifies security at Abuja, Lagos, other airports. Osibanjo criticizes vaccine politics, export ban on developing countries. At the bottom, we find the photo story here. Some family members of the Chibok girls during an interfaith meeting to mark the 7th year of the abduction of the pupils of the government girls' science college school. Wow, it's been 7 years already. And finally, at the bottom of the Punch newspaper, FG approves 14.55 billion naira operational vehicles, boats for customs. Let's move on now to our next paper this morning, and that, of course, is going to be The Nation. This morning, on the front page of The Nation, you are met with Fire say how Southwest PDP Congress poll was rigged. Ex-governor alleges violence, manipulation. Or your PDP, he should accept defeat. At the top of The Nation, Afe Babalola lets Supreme Court justices stay for life, and Lagos predicts 261 days of rainfall. That's a lot. Massive floods coming is what they're suggesting, so let's get ready for that. Clean your drainages, please. Holding on to vehicles might right. Ajayi tells Akeredolu and Southeast governors allege plots to incite war in region. At the bottom of the Nation, Obaseki's claim on revenue debt sad, untrue, says federal government. That's it for The Nation. We move on now to our next daily this morning, and that, of course, is the Daily Sun. And right off the bat, Umahi's bombshell: external forces plotting to cause war in Southeast. Governor exonerates IPOB and ESN from attacks on zone. To the right of the photo story here, Odua Nation, Osun distances itself from secession call, and APC disowns zoning list in circulation. Senate is in heated debate over food reserve bill. And at the bottom of the photo story, Chibok schoolgirls, FG, BBOG disagree on 7th anniversary. We've not abandoned abducted girls, say the federal government, and 20 parents have died of broken hearts, say the Bring Back Our Girls campaign. And that's as much as we can cover for the dailies this morning, at least the headlines. You want to pick up these national dailies and perhaps maybe even make a comment. We would love to see those on social media. Use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. Let's do a fact finder now, and then on with more Wake Up Nigeria. Thank you. Mike doesn't like it.
There are more historic artifacts under the sea than in any museum around the world. Very true.
Very random too.
Very true. No, it was on that. So it was on. What do you know? Yeah. Fact finding. You would need to be reading that.
What did my jacket remind you? Pangolins. Huh? Pangolins. Oh, thank you very much. Very interesting that you should mention that. I saw one recently with my daughter about 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, a real live pangolin.
At that place you went to?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, wow.
It's a mammal, but it's got scales.
Yeah, it's small, but it's got scales.
Very interesting.
What is pangolin, first of all?
You just acted like you knew now.
Calm down. There are many people that...
If you saw it, it looks like a reptile. You'd think it was a reptile because it's got huge scales.
Speak English. Some people don't know what reptile is.
Now,
like
Mike.
It's probably like it used to crawl like a lizard.
Oh God!
It looks like a lizard, but it's a mammal.
Like a really big lizard.
And you went to see
really big one.
Does it eat humans?
No, it's tiny. Anyhow, you had the story with your dad yesterday.
And then speaking about how you and your daughter went to see this.
Yes.
So my dad is in the country, and yesterday we had a daddy-daughter drive. And you know the guys, I just bought a car, so I'm still in the very touchy side. And guess what happened? Lagos drivers showed me yesterday.
They welcomed you.
Somebody hit me. Oh, I did not know I had tout tendencies till yesterday.
You knew.
You knew.
You knew. It's not the first time. No, I'm just coming here to find for us. It's the first time.
Guys, give her a break. It's her first time. It's her first time.
It's not.
The Agbero is going to continue coming out.
There's a downfall in every one of us.
Have you ever driven with this auntie?
Let us hear your...
You cannot drive. I'm going to keep putting it. Mike will be pressing brake like he's pitting the brake.
I don't know how you people do it. Driving in Lagos.
Well, if we had a broom like you, we would fly everywhere we could go.
Can I give you my gist, please?
Oh, please go
As I was saying, before Mike interrupted and MM tried to shade me, I was saying that I did not know I had a tout in me till yesterday. So Mary was even with us. We're going, and then we're waiting for the last one official to let us go, right? And then this guy just comes and hits me at the back. And at that moment, I realized that my money, put the car on park, came out. Are you? I mean, and then the guy says, "Get out, Joe! I'm like, you're going down today." and then he says I should get there, and he doesn't come out of the car. So that was really upsetting me. And my dad comes out, and then my dad goes, "You must be bleep, and you talking to my daughter?" I'm like, "Yes, daddy, tell him." And then he says that it's my fault that I reversed. And then my father now schooled all of us. And then he says, an automatic car does not reverse when it's on drive unless it's on neutral. I mean, I'm just like, yes, Yes, like it doesn't. And then he says, I'm sorry, sir. And see what my dad did. My dad said, don't apologize to me. Apologize to her. And I'm like, yeah, me. And then he says, I'm sorry. I'm like, you better be. And my dad just did a high five. And I was so happy.
On the road.
Yes.
They were acting. She's an actor. They're acting together.
No, but to be honest,
honest,
like after that, on my drive, it was a very exhausting day. I even went to the police station, had a police experience. My dad just went to see his friend. But as I was telling you in the makeup room, it made me appreciate having a moment with my dad. And it gave me like a sense of security because it just felt like my dad will always be here to protect me. I mean, not always, but when he's here, I can feel his presence. So I thought that we can get to share our daddy or mommy favorite bonding experience.
Aww. I'd like to hear MM's.
No, don't ask me.
Oh, come on.
I mean, it could be a step back as to when you were a
Yes,
child.
could be.
Yeah, as a child, it depends.
Yeah, as a child.
You know, there's sometimes when you do some things, your dad will not support your side. He beat you, join.
Yes.
I can remember. I can't remember the exact situation, but there was something that happened in school, and I think I was at fault or something, and I think that's the first and the only time I've ever seen stars. So when they say you see stars, not like you see stars per se. When it used to do like fluorescence, I used to off and on. You know, I have fluorescence. You know when fluorescent bulb, when you're putting the StarTimes and you're doing like that, that's how stars come. Not like you've seen those Tom and Jerry stars.
I have too many memories. So, I can't. Oh,
you know,
sorry. Were you done?
No. But I of course, most of it for guys, I think it's different.
Yeah. How so?
A father will be more akin. Have you not come back and your father like, what happened? They beat you. Are you?
Yeah, true. Actually,
fight.
so those moments for guys is actually very different because
my father would not want me to look for trouble. But if just look, if you want to go for trouble, analyze it. Can you win this fight? Then go.
Can you win?
I think it's very different for guys, like you said. Actually, those moments that you just described are often accompanied with some schooling. Let me put it so. And it's those moments of those wisdom moments that actually stand out. For me, I was close to. I'm still very close to my father, and I have so many of these experiences. I can't pick one and say that was the exact moment that actually shone.
Every time I go to the household markets, I'm reminded of my mom. Because I mean we had a lot of memories, market shopping memories together. So every single time that I go there, and when I'm negotiating, I'm bargaining, you see me in my element, it always reminds me of her. Yeah, so too many memories, like Mazino said.
Did you have those experiences of when your mom calls him, they tell you the price is 1,000 and your mom says 15 naira, and then you're like, mommy,
gangster.
They'll beat us.
And they eventually sell it at that.
Yeah, and you're just like,
but some women are heartless in the market. I must say.
Speaking of women,
mothers in the market.
Do you guys remember that it's TC's baby's birthday today?
But Ruby and Amber. They're 8. Happy birthday, Ruby and Amber. Well, I'll pass through and pick
for Suya, Ram Suya.
I know Oscar is going to. There's definitely going to be barbecue. So I know you're watching now. So Oscar, Titi, I know we're gonna have barbecue and all that.
Oh, look at the twins.
Yeah, they're grown now.
They look like Oscar. There's no need for DNA. Can't take your property.
I'm thinking of DNA.
I'm just saying, there's no need for it, man. That's just beautiful. Love the girls.
Happy birthday, Amber and Ruby. Wonderful.
Congratulations to you guys.
You know, while we're talking about the car, something came to mind. A friend of mine was driving. Okay, so she had an option of driving like 3-4 cars, and she had a different experience in different cars. She normally drives a Hyundai, and then nothing. But the day she drove the Benz, people were clear. You see that thing with? Listen, it don't have happened.
Are you what does this mean? Do you even get the shade?
I did shade you, auntie. Let's go. Time has done. You shade. Everybody has seen the shade.
Sorry, take it away.
All right, we have to go on a quick break now. We'll be right back, people. Stay with us.
Yes. Our Thursdays typically see us appreciating creativity in its various forms. And first on our list today, of course, is the visual kind. And for that, we are joined by Abolore Shobayo. Did I get that right? Yeah, yes, my Yoruba is coming, He's a graduate of Yaba College of Technology who has participated in residences, group shows, and also has been he's done a couple of solo exhibitions himself. He's constantly finding, the link between pre and post-colonial realities through his works. Now, you are welcome, Trabayo. It's fantastic to have you here. Your artwork is so interesting. Some of the details you're going to find out today are very, very altruistic. Let me just put it that way. Now, first off, let's talk about your art. How would you describe exactly what you put out there? Your paintings, your art forms. Is there a word that you would say describes them as a whole?
Well, first, I would like to say thank you for having me on the show.
You're welcome.
Yes, and how will I describe my artwork? Basically, I am an artist. I would say I am a multidisciplinary artist that will use different mediums to communicate what I do. So I would say I create art not just for art's sake. I create art that will speak a volume, that will communicate, probably solve a problem, educate, or archive some of our heritage.
Very interesting. Heritage, I see that. I also took note that in your art forms there's a very conspicuous lack of physiognomy in most of the work that you do. Instead, it is replaced by calligraphy. Let me put it that way.
Okay, currently I'm working on my third solo exhibition.
Okay, yeah.
And this third solo exhibition coincided with the official opening of a self-funded art center, which I built in Oshodi.
Self-funded, that's you now?
Yes.
Okay.
And, I grew up in Oshodi, and I try to see how I can contribute my quota to building the community and how to use art as a tool to lure the youth into doing positive things and using their energy creatively. As youth, you have so much energy. So the center focuses on youth and children. But at the point of creating the center, the idea came to me that what should I name it? And I named it Jeliosimi Art Center.
Jeliosimi, which means let
the home rest.
Let the home rest, the rest at home.
Some people will argue like, it's not just about letting the home rest. We should allow the country to rest.
Exactly. We're going to talk about this project that you have going. But first off, I want us to talk about your art that we have here around us. Let's talk about, first of all, this one here. If we can catch this one on camera now. Can you see that? What's this about?
Yep. Basically, like I was trying to connect. That is called Ile.
Yeah.
I decided to start writing Yoruba in my works.
Okay.
Out of the fact that I found a Jeliosimi. So as an extension, I researched into my culture, and the exhibition is talking about mother's tongue that is going into extinction. So that's called Ile, and is the tag of the exhibition. Ile Latin Kweshorode. That is the Yoruba, the Proverbs series. That talks about that the closest English is charity begins at home.
At home. Oh, okay, that's what it means.
Closest.
Can you say that again?
Charity begins
at home. In Yoruba.
Ile Latin Kweshorode.
All right.
You look all good and all.
I look like Michael Jackson this morning.
I wish you can dance like him.
I cannot dance to save my life. Just kill me already.
Yeah. So basically, you dress up from home and you take it out, and so when you're being taught, you'll be taught from home, and you exhibit this good behavior in the society. Yeah. And I drew it back to the fact that morals, the moral problem we have in our society started from home. And, this work made me to create this particular piece. And the fact that it's the first time ever I'll be showing my work in Oshodi, despite showing my works in 4 continents.
Yeah. Let's talk about is that a bunch of plantain?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
I also noticed that your art are on wood.
Yes.
Why is that? Now, describing that, tell us why you choose to use, should I call them, wood.
What I did was connecting the dot, because the center was named Jeliosimi. The art exhibition is also named Jeliosimi. And way back when we go to Jeliosimi, we go with slate and chalk.
Now, Jeliosimi is this little...
Jeliosimi is an informal school where kids learn with rhymes and play and music. So we go with the slate and chalk. So this exhibition, I decided to recreate what the slate used to look like, and I did my paintings on them. Okay. There's another series that has the ABD, but let's go to this.
Yeah.
This is another Owe series that talks about Ogedembaje, Elongpon, Omonshinobi, Enonshigbajumo.
When the plantain is going bad, I don't know the rest.
When the plantain is going bad, some people tend to think that it's getting ripe, but you know, it's actually going rotten. And this for me is to talk about our society today, our country today. At times, some things are going wrong, and we take it for civilization or westernization.
Yeah.
So this is just trying to translate.
I love that there's a proverb that goes with every single art form that you have. Now, please tell me you've got more proverbs for these, the gentleman and the elderly lady from behind.
Okay, let me.
I can't reach it. I wish I could reach it, but I can't reach it. But tell us about the gentleman and the elderly lady.
Well, the gentleman is a self-portrait. I just
that's
decided
you.
not to put all
It
the
does
details.
look like you.
Yes.
Oriki.
Oriki, yeah, and Oriki is the closest English word to it is panegyrics, and what it means is to eulogize
A person.
an ancestral lineage, to talk about your prowess. And I realize that as Yoruba people, we all have it, but we don't know it. These things are going into extinction.
Do you know yours?
Yes.
Can you do it?
Shodeke, Lakisa,
Keep going.
Lareshi, Lijumu, Ashu, Atiloyi. You know, and that is why, you know, growing up, I'll see my grandma, I prostrate to greet her, and she started reciting this. You know, you have this kind of feeling of greatness
Wealth
in you.
of culture.
You know, and we have to protect our culture, and that's the essence of this.
Let me guess, that is your grandma.
Definitely.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes, so that's my grandma, and that's tagged Aroba. Aroba is more like history. You know, the Africans and Yorubas, we do more of oral narration, where we pass information from generation to generation.
Orally.
I was privileged to stay with my grandma at some point in my life, and she would tell me history of where we come from. We are from Ikoro Shodeke in Abeokuta, and she would tell me how a man, Shodeke, led our people to the present day, and that's why it's been named after the man. And you know, this talks about the fact that every living African elder is a dictionary on its own. And for me as an artist, we need to start connecting this and spend time to them to document.
Beautiful that you're doing that. Let's quickly talk about this project that you have going on, Jelisimi. Now, it's at your art center, which is self-funded, by the way, like you said from before. And you are looking to bring in what kind of people? Who is invited?
Well, everybody is invited to the place, and what we do is this, I created Jelisimi Art Center, and I also found Shobaya Bolore Art Foundation to strike a form of balance. And what we do is to use art to lure youth away from social violence. One of our outreach is we go to Underbridge Oshodi to train the kids that find refuge there. I train them art as a tool to reintegrate them into the society.
I saw some pictures of that in the book here. I'm going to try and find it while you're talking. That's it there. It's very, very interesting and beautiful to see that you're engaging these kids who otherwise would be using their energies for something else, maybe even being miscreants.
Yes.
But that's very interesting. And I must say, Shibayo, man, congratulations and good work. More grease to your elbow, more paint to your brush, more stain to your planks, more everything. And more adages to every single thing that you do. We love it. Looking at you alone, I can see that wealth of culture. And I can't wait to see how much more you can put out there.
Well, thank you
very much.
Thank you very much.
Well, hey, you know where to find him, and we will give you all the links that you need. Do stay tuned here on Wake Up Nigeria, because we've got more coming your way, especially in the kitchen where Egoyi Boom, if I got that right, is handling things really right. what's happening in there?
Hey people, welcome to the kitchen. With me this morning is Chef Nathaniel of Natido Cuisine, and this morning, guys, we are making pasta and chicken curry sauce. I'm struggling with my talk back here. Anyways, so Nath, tell us, what are the ingredients we're working with this morning?
Okay, we have pasta here, then we have garlic, onions, we have salt, oyster sauce, soy sauce, bell peppers, carrots. We have our mint leaf and cooked chicken, like boiled chicken. Then we have our sausage and that's all.
All right, great. So the mint leaf, is that for garnishing?
Yes, we'll use it in the pasta.
In the pasta?
Yes.
When the pasta is cooked?
Yes, done. Just
okay. Now, well, we all know how to make pasta, don't we?
Just
don't you? Well, if you don't, Nathaniel, take them through the process. No, they are not on a long thing. Okay, that's why we're here for you. We've got you 100%
sure
when it comes to all things cooking.
Sure.
So, Nat?
So let's first start with the sauce.
Yeah. So we're just waiting for our water to boil for our pasta. Once it's cooked, what do we do?
Once the pasta is cooked.
No, I mean once the water is boiled.
Okay, once the water is boiled, we just add our pasta in it, so and we add little vegetable oil, so it doesn't stick together.
Okay, so that's a hack for you. That's a pasta hack for you. And when next you're doing it, and someone asks, why are you putting vegetable oil in your pasta? You tell them that, hey, you learned that on Wake Up Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yes. And so our water is almost ready, right?
Yes, so while that is going on.
Okay. So right now we are making our chicken curry sauce,
yes.
Okay. So in there we have our garlic and our onions in our olive oil.
Yes, olive oil.
You're cooking healthy this morning,
sure.
aren't you? Okay. So once that's ready, what's next? I see that our red, yellow, green bell peppers are not ready yet.
Yes, I'm not ready. Okay. So just allow this to.
So when that's cooked, what next are we doing?
We're going to add the peppers, the bell peppers in it.
Okay. Do you need me? So are we stripping the peppers or are we chopping them?
Chopping them.
Okay.
So.
All right.
So that's
and are we also doing the same thing with our carrots?
Yes. So we're doing the same thing, but it will be cut differently.
Okay.
This one will have large chunks.
Okay. So let me check out our onions while it's caramelizing. If you're just joining us, people, with me in the kitchen this morning is Chef Nathaniel. And this morning we are making pasta and chicken curry sauce. I particularly love chicken curry sauce.
It's always
curry sauce is my go-to. And because it's so easy to make, guys. I mean, for those weekends where you don't have tomatoes, you don't have, that is. I mean, like this, you don't even need to use vegetables.
No.
You don't. Trust me. And you know something exciting that I recently found out.
Okay.
You can actually use semo as your thickener. Oh, it has a delicious.
It's always
it gives that delicious
corn
flavor
flour
to
I use. I've not tried.
You should try it. Semo. One of those times that I ran out of flour, I tried it. Oh. Wow. I mean, it was amazing. And then I added a little bit of milk to it. Mind blowing. I tell you.
You're making me jealous.
I'm
going to
All right. We have to go on a quick break now, people. Don't forget, it's Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us. Back, people, you're still on to Wake Up Nigeria. And we have got an uninvited guest in the kitchen. I have no idea why he's here, but he just left. I'm sure you can take a wild guess. Anyways, we're in the kitchen this morning. It's Chef Nat, if you're just joining us. And this morning we are making pasta and chicken curry sauce. Yes, I know. One of my favorite meals. I love pasta a lot. And so let's run through the ingredients quickly. Nat.
Okay, so we're making use of our pasta. We have our cooked chicken already. We have soy sauce, bell peppers, olive oil, sausage, mint leaf, carrots, and salt and corn flour.
Okay. And
corn flour / semo.
No, but we are not using semo.
Yeah, we're not
this
using
one. We're
semo.
just making use of corn flour. But it's actually, it can replace, the semo can replace the corn flour when you're making your chicken curry sauce. It's just something that I tried out and it turned out really well. But you need to be very careful with the quantity of semo that you're using as a thickener so that you don't over thicken your sauce.
Even it's not even just about the semo, even the normal corn flour.
Yeah.
The more you put, the more
thick it becomes. But with semo, you need to be extremely careful. Yeah, it is thicker. Yeah. Okay, so I see that our green bell peppers are in. If you're wondering where our pasta is, it's here, right here, cooking. And you added a bit of vegetable oil in it. Yes. So that it doesn't stick together.
I always like pasta when it does. This thickness.
Okay, so we are still trying out our bell peppers.
Yes.
So whilst you're doing that, tell me what's been going on with you. How's business been?
I've been actually really busy, and if you notice, I've not really been around for almost a month now.
Yeah, so you've been around the world. Yeah. Hey. I see you're selling out. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, so everything has been good though. Everything has been good.
Oh, fantastic. Great to hear that.
So
All right.
It's almost done.
So, do you need me to help you out with anything? I mean, the carrots.
Yes, but let me just get through with
Okay.
this.
All
Then
right.
I put that.
So basically, we'll just toss in our bell peppers once
Sure,
you're done with
sure.
them, and then wait for them to all caramelize. And then, what next is going
So
in?
once that is done, we'll now add our chicken, then water.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Great.
And that's as we were talking before about the, let's say, importance of this kind of sauce is that you don't need tomatoes, you don't need pepper.
Yeah,
So
yeah, like
just-
it's your go-to. I mean,
Yes.
kids love this. Anything that's creamy, kids they love it. They have this attachment to it. Like, they love it so much. Whenever I make this for the kids, Elsie's always, oh, Mom, this is so delicious.
It's very, very delicious.
I'm like, oh, yeah.
And funny enough, you can eat it with anything.
Yeah, you can actually eat it with anything. You
The
can eat
only
it
thing
with
I've-
potatoes.
yes,
Yes, how can I
potatoes,
forget?
yam.
Sweet potatoes, guys. You can make this for the kids, and even to school. I know they're on holidays now, but this is something that you should try out even this weekend. You know, the kids are definitely going to love this. Yeah, and all right, so we're just going to wait for our stir fry to come together, and then we toss in our corn flour, our chicken, our carrots, and our sausages. It's a one-pot dish. It's not difficult to make. It's all very, very easy to make. And of course, Chef Nathaniel, well done.
Thank you.
All right, we have to go now. Tokwe is on the couch for book chat. Hey, Tokwe.
Hi, Thank you so much. Now, for book chat, we have Tomi Rotimi, an author of Fat Transfer from Waistline to Bottom Line. Tomi Rotimi is an award-winning fashion entrepreneur and fitness enthusiast and the creative director of Exclamations, a premium ready-to-wear fashion brand. Now, she will be sharing the similarities she has learned about growing a business and fitness. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you here.
It's so great to be
First
here.
off,
Yeah.
you scammed me. Say yes.
Oh
say,
dear.
say yes. Say yes.
Apologies.
But I must say, your book, first of the title, is such a catchy read.
Thank you so
because we're
much.
like in an era of a lot of people moving to the fit and healthy life, fit farm, hashtag fit farm.
Right.
And that book is definitely going to be something that anyone who's trying to lose weight or who's trying to go through the fat transfer route will definitely want to jump on.
Right.
So let's talk about what inspired the title of the book.
Right. First of all, health is wealth. That's something we all say all the time.
Yes.
And at the same time, we always talk about being ambitious and going for your business and dreaming big. But unfortunately, to the detriment of your health.
Yeah.
You forget that even though you're supposed to grow your business and dream big and put everything in there, you also have to look out for your health.
Health, yes, of
You know.
course.
So for me, it was inspired by my personal fitness journey. I got to
Yeah.
a point in my life where I had gone so hard in my business and my health was threatened, let me put it that way.
Yeah.
And I decided to finally take control, of my health and to change my lifestyle. I had done the whole crash diet thing like we all have.
We all have.
Lose the weight, gain it all back, been there. But this time I was going to turn 40 soon, and I said, I really need to go into this decade of my life stronger, healthier.
I don't know what it was about turning 39 that felt like a week.
Okay, that's a trailer.
Yeah.
So I decided to do it right once and for all.
For all, yeah.
And in taking those steps, I realized that there were a lot of similarities to my business, to my business journey as well. And so in documenting my fitness journey, I was able to draw parallels between the two. So really that was how it all came about.
I like the fact, I like a lot of things about the book.
Right.
And I'm going to start off with how you brought in weight loss and brought in growing a business, because I do have a business growing.
Right.
So I could relate it so much, and I've been on this fitness journey for so long.
Oh, we have all
Yes,
been.
I'm going to kick start with some points that I have written down.
Please.
So it talked about create opportunities. That's the very first chapter. And it's about partnerships, collaborations. That's taking inventory of gifts, talents, passions, and contacts, and then get busy using them.
Yeah.
And I was going to, it caught me because a lot of people say, oh, they don't know what to do.
Right.
And they don't know how to do. And
Right.
they're like, how do I discover my talent? And you know, the
Right.
way you just outlined it, I thought
Right.
it was a straight win.
Fantastic.
To just outline what you want to do. So how did you even get to that point of knowing what to do to create opportunities?
That's such a, in fact, that's one of my passions. I love that particular point.
Okay.
We all have gifts. Everybody is born with an unfair advantage. That's how I put it. We are all born with an unfair advantage.
Fabulous.
But we take advantage of it. You know, for you, it could be as simple as your smile. And you can take that to any level. You know, you find people who make millions just by smiling. You know, and there's some other people that just smile for their family or for the camera.
I know, right?
Right?
Yeah.
You know, so if you are deliberate about identifying your strengths, whatever they may be, that's the first step.
Okay.
Right? Celebrating them, you know, investing in them, nurturing them. And then the next step is, how can you use this gift you have, this talent you have, for your business? And on the flip side, even for fitness, you know. For me, for instance, I discovered I like to listen to podcasts.
Okay.
I like to listen to audiobooks. You know, we all do.
Fabulous, okay. Is your book in an audiobook yet?
Very soon.
Okay.
Watch this space.
Okay.
So, you know, and I kind of use that to help me in my fitness journey. So anytime I'm running, I consider that as me time. It's an opportunity to nurture my mind.
All right.
So I look forward to running because it's also an opportunity for me to listen. You know, so I've used something I like to help me in fitness. Same thing with business. You know, I've used my personality in my business. You know, the fact that I like people and I consider myself likable. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So I've used that as well. I've used the fact that I consider myself to have a good eye.
All right.
You know, these are things that may not be tangible, but I'm using them for my business. You know, so everybody has that. Everybody. Could be a personality. It could be the fact that you're good with people. It could be your network. Anything. Anything. And you have the right to use it. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel like, oh, you know, why should I be doing this if this other person? No. That other person has an unfair advantage too.
As well,
You know, so that was really the
start of I felt like that was a great way to start, so that before you get further in the book, you'd figure out what you are good at, and then with that, you move on. Okay, so quickly, let's move on to talking about self-love. I feel like there's so much toxicity in the society, and a lot of people do not love themselves enough. And then you, on self-love chapter, you said, do you say people... so yes, you talked about filtered selfies, shop for expensive brands, fly first class. That's not what you're referring to. So my concern was, are you saying people that do this is not a way of practicing self-love?
No. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that we misunderstand what self-love is.
Okay.
You know, a lot of people think self-love is all that.
Okay.
You know, spending this money you probably don't have.
Yeah.
And it's not our fault. We've been programmed. You know, you see this on social media and you just assume this is how I should express love to myself. You know, but self-love is beyond that.
It is.
You know.
It is beyond.
Self-love is sometimes tough love. I mentioned that in the book as well.
Yes, you did.
You know, and self-love is really, first of all, understanding who you are, appreciating who you are, and being deliberate about being good to yourself. You know. So for me, and that's the beginning of everything. That's the foundation.
Honestly, a foundation.
Of everything. Whether you were trying to invest in your health, which will take you, you know, considering, look, it's not going to be easy, but I'm worth it. You know. Or investing in your business. It's not going to be easy, but you know what? I deserve this kind of success.
Thank you so much, Tommy. Your book is so insightful.
Thank you so much.
I'm definitely giving it as a must-read for anybody who is trying to grow a business, go on your fitness journey, whatever journey it is you're going on, self-love journey as well. It was so great having you here.
Thank you so much.
We'll go on a break, and when we come back, there's so much on Artsy Thursdays. You do not want to go anywhere.
I can't deal. I can't. No. She's off the hinges. Oh my goodness.
I'm so happy.
I can't let you guys know what just happened, but in any case, hey, each day comes around. We are always very excited about it, and we say take it by the horns. And hey, take from it, well, just make sure that you learn a little bit of something from it. And at the end of it, even if it seems like as if it's a sore, you're going to learn from it.
Yes, now because everything we do in life is a lesson and a journey. But that's the secret part of being an achiever, to always do things to the best of your ability and keep trying again and again and again, because success is not for the faint-hearted, it's for the strong.
Yes, indeed. Just like what she just said. Hey, How's it going in there? What's happening? Natito, what's boiling?
Say Natido. Well, things are cooking up pretty nicely. Pasta is ready. Our chicken curry sauce is almost ready. And Mike has been a Grinch as usual. Over to you guys.
Yeah, but we do have a whole hour of art appreciation and others behind us. And if you just tuned in, well, you are just in time for so much more because we always have fabulous stuff. And today is RC Thursday.
Yes, indeed. Excellent morning to you once again. And thank you for making us a part of your morning routine. You are the real MVPs when it comes to Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Tokwe Oluonia.
And I am Mazino Appeal. Stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Our YouTube channel is readily available to access now at TVC Entertainment. And guess what? You can binge watch all your favorite segments. Every episode is there for your viewing pleasure.
Indeed. And please send in your comments. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We would love to read from you. Still to come, we've got a musical performance from Paul Angie, a rapper and songwriter who, as a teenager, started recording his own songs and putting them online. He released his debut EP, Trap Tape From Love, in 2020, where he was able to show his vocal hooks and skills.
Brand and marketing communications consultant, corporate trainer, and CEO of Lifestyle Hughes Brand Consulting, Ayodotu Akifewa, will be here on the show today and we'll be discussing creating your own branding and social identity on a budget. That's our tech segment for this week.
Yes, welcome back. Wake Up Nigeria on here. Mike is getting married. Have we told you guys?
We didn't tell them.
About to ask who's
Finally,
the real
we
man.
got him off the market.
I was about to ask who's the real man, and then you guys jumped this one up. You know.
Sorry, he's not. We're joking. We're joking. We're joking.
Still single like a Pringle.
Pringle. Okay, actually, yeah, that thing does actually make sense. Because Pringle, no matter if you bring, they can just stand out on their own.
Uncle,
No.
tell us the gist you have for us.
Yeah, talking about marriage. Yes, Pringle stand out on their own. Okay,
Give
so
us
talking
the gist.
about marriage, I hope we have some time for that. But you know, there's been this gist about a young lady who observed. It's not like it was the case that her engagement ring was worth 10 grand, and rejected the ring and called off
Naira.
the relationship. Yes,
Not
10,000 naira.
Only. You should add only. So
Only.
so it drives home the point. 10,000.
What's what? If this is Agbero, yeah. Okay, no, let's not talk about that. She doesn't want to talk about it. But hey, there's also the story that was not in Nigeria where someone proposed to his girlfriend with a lot of the rings, by the way. Thanos, 5 rings, diamond rings. He came with a diamond tester during the proposal.
Just to
prove
authenticate.
to
let
her.
her know that there were 5 diamond rings for an engagement.
Fire breather.
You
In
understand?
the way you look.
How important is a ring when it comes to the engagement, or the what, or the value? How important is the value of the ring?
But the important thing is that you are off the market.
Yeah. So that's why you hear stuff like you got you're asking for a ring back, and because it's value. I don't. Does that make?
I'm sure to those individuals it means a lot. But hey, let's do a fact finder, then we're going to do the news, and maybe we'll have this discussion sometime else.
Sometime. Tomorrow.
Welcome. Let's do the news again, the second hour, and we start in Borno State, where the Borno State Governor, Babagana Zulum, is optimistic the missing Chibok girls will return home. He also charged their parents not to lose hope, as the federal government is doing all it can to ensure the release of their daughters, according to the government. Now, parents of the Chibok schoolgirls have been devastated, but yet demonstrated faith and strength in the hope of reconnecting with their missing daughters. Governor Zulum says, and I quote here, "As a father of daughters myself, I can't even imagine the pains of having one's daughter held by terrorists for as long as 7 years. However, I urge parents, especially anyone with a female child, to pause for a while, no matter how brief, to imagine how it might feel to have one's daughter abducted and held for more than 2,549 days so far." The governor also noted that from his series of interactions with the President, Commander-in-Chief Muhammadu Buhari, he has seen the President's level of concern towards ensuring the release of all abducted students. He also enjoined Nigerians to continue to pray for peace to prevail in the state and country as a large. Now, after the kidnap of over 276 schoolgirls from the government's girls' secondary school in Chibok, kidnapping of students in the north has been on the increase. On February 19, 2018, 110 schoolgirls were kidnapped from the Government Girls Science and Technology College, Dapchi, Yobe State. 5 of the schoolgirls died on the same day of their abduction, while the others were released in March 2018, except for Leah Shuaibu. More than 300 students were kidnapped in Kankara, Katsina State in December 2020. A gang of gunmen on motorcycles attacked the government science secondary school. The state government announced their release shortly after they were held captive in neighboring Zamfara State. Yet another school was attacked on 17th of February this year. The attack led to the death of 1 school pupil and 27 others were abducted from the school in Kagara, Niger State. 3 members of the school staff and 12 of their relatives were also abducted. The state government later announced the release. The Jangabe kidnapping was next, as 279 female students aged between 10 and 17 were abducted from Government Girls Secondary School in Zamfara State. Now, the students were kidnapped in a raid by armed bandits and were released on 2nd of March 2021. 39 students of the Federal Government College of Forestry Mechanization, Kaduna, were also abducted on the 11th of March 2021. 10 of the students have been released, while the remaining 29 are still being held by their captives. And Amnesty International has raised concerns over the increasing spate of kidnapping in Nigeria. Now, this comes as today marks 7 years since 279 schoolgirls were abducted by the armed group Boko Haram in Chibok. Although most escaped, others later released, but more than 100 remain in captivity. It said tens of thousands of children in Nigeria are missing out on their education because of the authorities' ongoing failure to protect schools, particularly in northern Nigeria, from attacks by insurgents and other armed groups. The group said, quote, "The Nigerian authorities' failure to protect school children from recent attacks clearly shows that no lesson have been learned from the Chibok tragedy. The authorities' only response to school children being kidnapped, being targeted by insurgents and gunmen is to close schools, which is increasingly putting their right to education at risk." End of quote. According to the country director, Amnesty International, Osai Hyuho, between December 2020 and March 2021, there have been at least 5 reported cases of abductions in northern Nigeria. The threat of further attacks has led to the closure of about 600 schools in the region. She said whatever authorities are doing to tame this tide is not working. And that's it on the news, but we've still got Sports and Mike standing by.
What's that line? Don't lie and tell me that you don't like me.
Don't tell me that you love me.
Ah, this guy. Wonderful performance there. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
That was a great one. All right, so from the performance, it's Thursday, Tech Thursday, and we have quite an interesting topic this morning. We're focusing on creating your own brand and social identity on a budget. Now, for that, we have Ayodotun Akinfenwa. Now, she's a brand and marketing communications consultant, a corporate trainer, and CEO of a Lifestyle Hughes Brand Consulting. It's great to have you. You are welcome.
Thank you so much.
Okay, now for the purpose of clarification, I know, see, branding is something people have different definitions of, right? So, what do you mean by branding and a social identity? What do you mean by that?
Okay, so I like to run away from the textbook definitions. I like to just go straight to the simple definitions. So I have one I coined.
I like that.
So branding, your brand is the word on the streets about you. So what are people saying about you? What
simple
description, or what words can they use to describe you? What comes to mind when they think of you?
What comes to mind when someone thinks of you? That is the most layman definition I've heard, and yes, I agree with you on that one. What people think about when it comes to you. Now, it's something that a lot of people invest in. You know, we've had courses. People talk about how important branding is. People spend millions, you know, to go to train and learn how to brand and all of that. But you're talking about doing that, creating that image on a budget.
Absolutely.
How can one do that?
There are different ways. Now, in the course of running my business, I've worked with various clients with different budgets, especially with the COVID, the pandemic, and a lot of other things. People they're running what we call lean budgets. How much more the SMEs that we encounter and we consult for from time to time. So there are different ways to do that. The beauty of this season is that digital media has become some kind of leveler for everybody.
Very true.
Everybody can get on board. There was a time when it was mostly traditional media. You had to be able to spend millions to be on a billboard or to have shoot a TV. None of that these days. Yes, all of that is still in place, but digital media has made it so easy. Social media. But that's the obvious example. That's the obvious channel most people use. But email marketing, Google My Business, there's so many tech tools to use these days. There's so many tech tools. Even digital PR. There's a lot of online media right now that you can get on board on as a personal brand, as a small brand, or as a brand, maybe a medium-sized business that is trying to watch your marketing budget. So there's a lot to do online that you can do.
Okay, so let's break it down for a beginner, somebody who maybe has not done so much when it comes to the tech space and all of that. Which of these tools can you start with easily? Can you get into?
Well, I mean, yes, of course, a lot of us are on social media, even if we're not doing it for personal branding, we're just there to just see what's happening. But a lot of tools across, for example, if you're going to be on social media, you need to have content. You're going to be on any of the other channels I mentioned, you have to have content. So there are a lot of content creation and publishing tools. So, I mean, I have a personal favorite I always talk about, Canva. It's a platform that originally started as a design tool. But these days it has become something I use to integrate with a lot of other things like email, channels, publishing. It's integrated with HubSpot. It's integrated with a lot of other tech tools. So that's a typical option. There's some other design tools like Over, Designer. There's simple tools for your mobile. Like InShots, like Snapseed to edit pictures. For example, a lot of people are in the space where they're selling their products, physical products. Or even some kind of products that you have some kind of aesthetic to it. So simple tools. A lot of those tools also come as freemiums. Premium in that you can get on board, use the free basic features of that platform. And should you need more, you can pay for it. And usually those things are maybe $10, $20 per month.
They're not too expensive,
$39, things like that. So they're not.
Now, what level of proficiency do you need to use some of these tools? Let's focus on, say, Canva. People will think that you need some sort of design background to be able to use Canva quite well, even though it does help, when you understand how to mix and match colors, when you understand how to complement colors, But what's the basic level of proficiency you need to use a tool like Canva?
Honestly, Canva was created for non-designers originally. So the feature is a drag and drop scenario. So there's a lot of templates there for you. Not only templates for design, but templates for content. So for example, you're the kind of person who's blank, you want to create material to go on Facebook, on Instagram, or you even want to create a document like a picture deck for a business plan, for a pitch or proposal to clients, things like that. So all of that is there for the layman. You can learn, you can teach yourself. I taught myself. As someone who has, I have designers, I have staff writers on my payroll. I still use it.
You still use it?
How much of people that don't have that? A lot of small businesses, owners that start alone, you don't necessarily need anything. All you need is a willingness to learn. Obviously, there are some programs that can help you learn faster. You can take a training. I have some trainings that I put in place. You can take a training. There are lots of videos on YouTube, but you can teach yourself. I taught myself, and then with practice it gets better. Wonderful. And of course, you don't have to be a designer. You don't necessarily have to be a huge writer or huge only so detailed. You can learn. There's a lot of content inspiration on that platform.
Just start by downloading the app, and it's what you see is what you get kind of platform.
Absolutely, mobile app, desktop usage as well.
Wonderful.
So really
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was good having you this morning. Let's hope that you were able to catch up something there, and of course you can go out there and engage with these apps and grow your personal brand and social identity. That's all on tech for this Thursday morning. We'll take this time out now. There's still a little bit more to come up. A final guest in the house. Stay with us.
Oh my goodness, Nigeria, please save me from Tokbe. Please.
You are stuck with me. I was going to say for life, but no, not for life. No, I can't do that.
In any case, we've got our last chat up now, and we happen to have been joined by the one, the only, I hype everybody, SODK! Actor, rapper, OAP, you name it. He's all of them, isn't he?
Yes, and he is also a lawyer.
Oh, yes. How could I forget to say that?
I forget sometimes.
I know, right?
I forget sometimes.
How are you doing, SO?
I'm fantastic. Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
So welcome, modest.
Man. Last time I saw you, the beard wasn't that big.
Yes.
It's huge.
Yes. Actually, I cut it 2 days ago. So
it was bigger.
Does it have to do with Lagos girls and their attention? Lagos girls kind of like have a thing like priorities when you're checking out a guy.
Oh, tell me, where does the beard rank? What does it rank?
That's what I'm asking you. Is the beard because of,
I don't know. Manzino has no beard. I'm sure he does quite well.
Listen, hey, I'm all right.
Married man vibes.
I know.
In any case, man, let's talk about you, your music, your acting, and everything. First of all, I did not know that you started doing music from when you were 10. I learned about that yesterday when I was doing a bit of research about it, and I was like, wow, for real.
Yeah.
So, as in, it's a full circle, being an actor and OAP on TV, of course, I remember. And, I mean, it just puts you inside of entertainment as I can do everything. I mean, so how's that for you? How's that going for you, the music bit?
To be honest, like, I feel like in the Nigerian entertainment sphere that you have to kind of like pick one to be like your main focus. You know, the others can come as like maybe side deals and things like that, but I feel like you have to pick one because people do not, like in Nigeria, I noticed that people do not like so-called master of all trades. They don't like it. They like to be able to pin you here. Talk about, you know a lot about that as well. They like to be able to pin you here or say you are this, you are that, which is why when people try to transition from this to that, people are not accepting, even if you are good.
Jamie Foxx did a good job.
Nigeria.
No, in America is no. In America, you can do whatever you want. You know, there's Will Smith, Jamie Foxx. There's a lot of them who are doing like music and
acting,
film. Jamie Foxx is an Oscar winner and a Grammy winner. You know, things like that. So, but in Nigeria, they like to say, okay, this is this guy. He's an actor. This is this guy. He does music. Do you remember all the old Nollywood stars who tried to transition into music? Although, in all fairness, they were, no, I didn't call anybody.
I just said it.
Yeah,
I just said it.
But in all fairness, many of them weren't good. Not even that good. In all fairness, many of them weren't good. But nobody even let them transition. Like, no,
like, yo,
stop.
Come right back.
You get what I mean? Exactly. So
I want to talk about you as a lawyer. Now, because you started music as early as 10. So where did law come in for you? Was it because of your parents or were you passionate about that?
To be honest, my parents didn't force me to do a lot, right? My parents are the most understanding people, apart from, you know, one or two tips.
They were teachers, weren't they?
Yeah, they are teachers. Yeah, they still are teaching right now. But talking about the music, I've always wanted to do music, always wanted to do the arts as long as I can remember. But law, when it came, I did a bit of theater first before I got into law. It was just a thing of having like a good professional degree, and I liked law because till today I still like to argue. And my sister is a lawyer. So, you know, she's my elder sister, so that was a thing. I liked law, so it wasn't like I was forced to do law. Actually, it was a choice. It was like a guided choice. So, like, I did the law, went to law school, got called to buy everything.
Since you mentioned your sister, let's talk about your brother, who's your best friend, I hear. But I can't put that together with the fact that you wanted to kill yourself at one time because he was born.
Like, now you're small picking doing this because my brother went now is a lot of years, not a lot, but you know, a good number of years between us. So I had attention for a while. So when my brother was born, you know, I don't know how it was for you guys growing. If you had younger, I know Tokwe doesn't have younger.
I was the last, so I didn't have that
exactly. So so when they gave birth to my brother, the attention switched from me to my brother. Do you get what I mean? So it was, I didn't take it well. So I then thought everybody hated me, that sort of thing.
Oh, no.
And you know, those, when you're a kid and you're just trying to prove a point. And I remember there was this, like, I think it was a blue scarf thing in my house at the time. And then I put it, the window was like this high. I tied it on the window because I think I watched a movie where somebody hung themselves or something like that. And then I went to put it and put on my neck like, oh, no. And nobody paid me any attention. And then when I did, I said, oh, this thing's tight. And then I took it off and that was that for that.
Death hurts.
No. Yeah. It wasn't anything serious. Like, I just put like, oh, no. And then like, oh, this is a bit tighter than I think. And I took it.
This all happened.
And I think I went to eat or something. That was that for that. It wasn't anything serious like, oh, I wanted to know. It was just small picking doings.
Okay, good stuff. I wanted to talk about your career as an actor. I've seen you evolve through quite a number of characters.
Yeah.
Now, how is it for you, first off, being referred to somewhat as the Mawuli Gabo twin or a Mawuli Gabo substitute? How does that make you feel?
To be honest, like now, you know, Maoli still keeps. When I used to keep, remember when I used to keep just the goatee and now because it's becoming low budget Maoli.
I didn't want to say that.
It was no. It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games because you know, Maoli was in the industry before me. You know, took off before me, everything. So it wasn't a big deal because me and Maoli are friends as well. And I've actually, one time we were in for something and I actually mistook his picture for mine. Oh. A lot of people have come up to me like, oh, Maoli. And Maoli told me, he tells me all the time that people actually meet him. Like, he's tired of it as well. At the time when we had the thing, like, oh, are you that guy who presents or are you that guy who's been in this and that? So it wasn't a thing. But it was all fun and games, but not anymore because now.
So it's not about bread.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
I have one more. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to ask this because I've been meaning to ask. Have you ever been mistaken for Toby Backer?
People have told me that I look like Toby, but Toby is a bit shorter than me.
Oh wow!
So it's not. Well, yeah, people have told me that I look like Toby, and Toby says that people have told him I look like him as well.
Okay, so it wasn't just me then.
No, it's not just you. It's not just you. But now, like I said, with the beard, like the beard and I used to cut my hair really low, cut all my beards. But now with the hair and the beard and things like that.
So I want to talk about. So most recently we've had your Rihanna, we've had Ponzi, we've had Ricordi.
Yeah.
And I think last week you did share a post on social media on you being on a set that kind of like had like a military vibe.
Yes.
Now what's your preparation process? Because you kind of like transitioned through very different characters in the past few months. How has your preparation process been like?
It depends, Doc. But you know that in Nollywood, they don't give us too much time to prepare, so we just have to do the best we can. Yeah. But my processes for something like Rihanna now, before we started shooting Rihanna, we got the call like a couple weeks prior. I watched a few medieval themed movies. I went back and watched 300. I watched what's the name of that one? Vikings. Things like that to just like put. It's not the same accent or everything, but it puts you in a headspace and do a bit of research about the Shakiri people. I'm from Delta State, so that helped. Things like that. So when like on for this military role that I played last week, I watched Idris Elba in Beast of No Nation because I had to have an accent. I had to do a lot of things. So it just depends. Watching people who played like similar roles because there's not a lot of time to prepare.
True.
Do you get what I mean? So as you get it, you just do what you can. You watch movies, you do a bit of research, you put yourself in a mind frame where you can play a particular character which is so much different from the last thing you played. Because prior to that military role, I just finished playing a lover boy on a different set.
The transition.
It's crazy.
Are you also preparing for the big screen internationally?
Of course. It's a dream for anybody. If you act or if you do anything and your mind frame is that, let me just keep it here. I don't think you're dreaming big enough. So obviously, I'm preparing and I know that once I get that chance, I'm going to take it.
So which would it be? Would you want to play someone with a foreign accent, an African accent, or a Wakandan accent?
What is a Wakandan accent?
What kind of question is that?
Wakandan accent?
You walked into that one, by the way.
I know. You just laid the trap and I walked into it. But I feel like people who play, I think that in Hollywood or in the international space, there is one accent for Africa
and it's Wakanda.
And I feel like it's actually
like
quite
we need to go there and give them the real
It's quite
accent.
Irritating because we do not sound like
no country in Africa has got that accent.
You get what I mean? Like not
but
even East Africa.
It is Africa.
We don't sound like that, to be honest. Like we've accepted it, but the way we're talking, is that how we're talking? Are we talking like that?
We are not talking like that.
We are in a place where we can do a lot of things. No, that's not how we speak.
I want to quickly ask you something.
Yeah.
What has been or what was your worst set experience in the sense of at what point were you on set? What set experience have you had that you felt unappreciated as an actor?
Whoa.
And then it's more like, and then you had this feeling of, I go make him.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Talk, but I don't want to say anything about. I was discussing the backstage. There's an experience I had with he's a veteran Nollywood director. Do you get what I mean? Let me not put that in quote because he actually is a veteran Nollywood director.
Okay.
And he got me for a job. I went to do the auditions, right? And at the audition, the audition was so good that they were clapping for me. Do you get what I mean? Because I prepped. I legit prepped because they sent me aside.
Okay.
They were clapping. So I got the role. They called me and obviously it got to the point where we put this person on. So after this job, it will give you maximum exposure, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you know what? Bet. Big Nollywood director, I do it for you for free. Don't even give me transport. I'll come through. I do it for you for free. That was a while ago. Anyway.
Okay.
I do it for free, no doubt. So they give me a call time, a very early call time, which was 6 a.m. And I got up, I took myself to the far location. It was a hotel, and then I get to the hotel. I see a lot of people outside, cast people. So I'm waiting for us to shoot. They didn't give us food. I started shooting, but I'm waiting for my scenes, just waiting outside randomly, no food, nothing. So I didn't start shooting up until 12 a.m.
Like the next day?
Like the next day. I got there at 6. I didn't start shooting up until 12 a.m. I had been fed only once unto beg. I beg me now, feed me now. I had gone outside to buy corn. I remember vividly. I feed me, and then we left the hotel. We're shooting like a bush scene. Yeah. Went to the bush. I shot one scene that day. It was supposed to be like a one-day shoot. I shot one scene. I'm like, okay, you know what? We're about to wrap for today. Come back tomorrow. I'm like, huh? Tomorrow? Okay, this is past 2. Where do we sleep? Nobody answered anybody. Left us outside. Do you get what I mean? Left us outside. No food, no. So people were sleeping on the floor. I mean, people like, and me, I'm just looking at me. I'm sitting on me. I didn't sleep. I'm just sitting on my chair thinking like, what in the world is this? Like, regardless of, I don't care if I'm the most illiterate or I don't care what kind of world I come from. Yeah. Nobody deserves this sort of treatment. No matter who you are. Do you get what I mean? I came at 6. That's crazy. Started shooting at 12. Disrespect, and in between the takes, a lot of people, and the guy was blasting, oh, you new Nollywood people, and I feel like, why do people feel like suffering is the way to go?
It's very crazy story, but let's finish that inside of the kitchen because we've got food for you here.
Yes,
yeah, we do.
After waking up this early, we cook for you.
We get ready to call.
Appreciate it.
Please
walk this way.
Oh, I should. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You won't be sleeping on no mats this time.
Yes, this is for you.
Oh, I got to sit down. Yes, you guys are far too kind.
Hello.
Thank you. Hi, how are you?
Good morning. Welcome to our
Did you hear my
show.
sob story?
I mean, I'm still reeling from that, but hey, we'll talk about more of that later on.
Yeah,
but hey, this is Chef Nath, and this morning he's made for you pasta and chicken curry sauce.
Are you ready?
This is the best breakfast I think I'm going to have.
I know. This is not a movie set, but this is better.
Yes, it is. It is.
Anyways, so while you're having a taste, Nat, tell us how you quickly put this together.
So just plain pasta, then chicken curry sauce, chicken, bell peppers, garlic, onions, carrots, and
here we are. Voila.
Yeah, so please have a taste and let us know what you think. I think I need to get.
How does this work? Is this like you take this? Yeah. Can I get a spoon, please?
Yes. Coming right.
Eating on air. This is quite interesting.
Okay, so give me a minute.
Yeah.
It smells good.
thank you.
Are you also drinking?
That's why you guys are feeding me. I'm so happy. No breakfast for me today. After I'm good.
Okay, so
you guys do it like to go. Like for your packer.
You can.
No, not play.
No, don't play.
Let's see.
So you can have a taste of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well done, Nat. That actually looks really good.
It does. Oh my God! I don't think I've had like the chicken curry and pasta before. I've had it with
okay,
rice.
so quickly.
While you're tasting,
of
course.
Ah, nice. Ooh. Like it, love it.
See you tomorrow.
I absolutely love it.
All
it's
right.
so good.
Thank you so much, Nat. And thank you, Essa, for being here. Yes. Thank you to all our guests for being here today. Thank you so much. And of course, we have Mazino and Mike on the couch. You want to say any few things before we round up?
Bye-bye.
All right. Okay, guys. See you same time tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 8:45. Your view is next. Stick with us. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.